Hi, welcome to this presentation on how to turn your website into a lead generation powerhouse. My name is Adil. I work here at Nova Digital Services, Nova Digital Marketing. What we do is we help our customers get more out of their website through the use of SEO and PPC campaigns, and they are designed so that you can get the best results. I'll be your marketing sidekick for the next couple of minutes over here, and let's get started. Um, we're talking about your website as a lead generation machine, right? So you can think of your website as a headquarter for all of your online marketing. It is the first thing most people will find when they search for your business. Just like your physical business, it has an office or a headquarter. Your website is a headquarter for your online business. So if your website is and nice and neat and good looking and it will attract the right kind of customers to you into you and bring in more leads and eventually more sales to your business. Now, before we continue, in fact, just go. Let's go through some of the stats over here. Between 70 to 80% of all consumers say that what they do is they research the business online before buying products. That's common, right? I mean, that's common sense also that before you buy something, you want to find out who are you buying from. So uh, and the stats also confirm that. Now, here's an interesting fact: 38%, almost like 40% people, they will navigate away from your website. It is if it is poorly designed. So 40% of a people who eventually land on your website, they are moving away from your website just based on how your website feels like. And if we know anything, we know that the people who are looking to the design and the aesthetics, they usually are willing to spend money with you. But if they are not coming to your website and they are deviating away from it, then you're losing not only 40% traffic, but also the traffic which is more valuable to you, to your business, that you're losing. So having a nice, robust website is very necessary in today's day and age. It's not a good idea to just throw together a basic business website that doesn't help you to generate new leads. Now that's important. I mean, like you can create a website which just acts as your business card, but like that's not what your website can do. It can do much more than that, and it will be a wise decision at the beginning or wherever you are, to pay attention to how your website looks like and make it so that it generates leads day in and day out for you. Now, and I'll be covering many different things in this presentation. So first of all, we'll start with the web design for your website. Now, as you can see over here, there are clearly four different and distinct parts over here, and you can break it down further. But like what we're seeing over here is the menu. We're seeing the services that you offer, some kind of explainer video, and how to contact you. Those are some basic features of a good website. So here I'll go through some quick tips that you can use to uh, turn your website into a lead generation machine. Now, before even we talk about web design, let's talk about the domain name. Now, if you are a brand already, then your brand name, your domain name will probably coincide with your brand. So if you're Pizza Hut, you will have a Pizza Hut, right? And if you have any other business, which a brand like Nike or something, yeah, I mean, you'll probably not say shoe company, you will say Nike, right? But like if you're a local business, for you to stand out from the crowd, you need your domain name to not only reflect who you are, but also the service that you provide or the product that you sell. Um, It's always surprising how many small businesses choose confusing or difficult to remember domain name for their business website. You can have it's names like Gordon Shop, but if you're selling shoes and your website name is Gordon Shop, it doesn't tell anything to the to your potential client who's looking for you, or the Google from on or any other browser on which on which your clients will be looking for you to find you. So having a name that not only represents your business but actually represents what you do in the business will be much better a way to choosing a domain name. Yeah, so here are some tips that you can use to and come up with a domain name. It should be descriptive of your business. It should be easy to type and spell, and it should be easy to remember. For example, if you are a salon in California and in a town in a town of California, let's say somewhere in Los Angeles, there's a town called um, Fairfax, for example. So you can say Fairfax Salon of LA, Fairfax Salon Services, and that now that name is long, but it is relevant to that area to the community over there. They will be it will be easier for them to find you if your name is more descriptive of what you do. It is easy to remember. I've not. It was right on the top of my head. So check if the first word, last letter, and the second word's first letter they are not same. If they are same, try changing things around so that you can get a nice a nice domain name moving forward. In addition to the name itself, you should focus on finding a domain name that's got one of the most popular extensions. So so what that means is, for example, when you type Google, you're putting .com at the end. You're going to Wikipedia, you're putting .com, or like if you're going to any nonprofit, you're putting .org at the end. And .net for some businesses also. So these are the some of the common ones. There are a couple more, and .biz and .io. So .com, .net, and .org, they are most commonly used, and .biz and .io are coming into picture also nowadays, because most of the .com names that people usually want, they are taken. So you can either go with .biz or .io. If you have a SaaS company, or if you are in tech space, then .io will be very, very good for that business. Less popular options such as .info or .us can confuse potential clients, potential leads, and make them choose a competitor over you. Why? Because they are if they see this, that they are not familiar with it. They don't the familiarity helps breed trust, and using random these are not random per se, but like there are a lot of them out there, but using anything other than .com, .net, and .org, it will throw your customer off before they have even chance to look at you and interact with you, and look at the services that you provide. To decrease that level of that barrier, it's better that when we're coming up with a name, we're coming up with the domain name for your company. We also look at what extension what extension we are using. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, leave dashes and other punctuations out of your domain name and try to keep it short. Ideally, under 15 characters is better, but as you will find out that most of the names have already been taken. The name that you probably are and that is dear to you, then it might already been taken. There are a couple of options. You can either buy that domain from another party, but you might have to pay um, extra money for that, or you can choose a name. You can choose another name for which you just pay for the domain and domain name. Um, as I said, like the shorter domain names, they aren't available, and you are better off choosing a .com name with a long root than a shorter name with a less common extension. So, for example, if you're as I was mentioning about the dashes, so I mean, if you're using dash, don't use that. Um, and again, the good example is Fairfax Salon services. It will be uh, uh, it will be good for your customers to find you with that and that name rather than Blitz Salon. That Blitz is not a name that might be resonating with your lead, or they might not think of Blitz as part of Salon. So yeah, pay attention to your domain name and to the extension that you use. So now we have covered the domain name. Let's come to the website itself. Design a killer homepage, right? And there's much more to be said about that. So let's continue. In many cases, your homepage will be the first thing a visitor to your website to your site sees, right? That means it must be clear, attractive, and easy to read and navigate. As you can see over here, there's a logo over here. There's a menu over here. There's a search bar available, and a nice image, and the services that you provide are the contact information and more info about you or your business. These are some of the common elements that you can use, or you can look toward if someone is providing you with the web design services. If they can show that they can do these simple things, that then you will have a little bit more trust level with them, whoever is designing your website, or if you're designing one yourself. Then these are some of the elements that you might want to pay attention to. Your home page is like a cover of a book. So, for example, here's a book. Before you buy a book, you will look through it, and you look at the cover of it, like how it looks like. If it looks interesting enough, then you will go ahead and browse further. It's got to be welcoming and intriguing, right? And now anyone who's coming to your website probably will give you will decide whether they want to continue within the 10 or 20 milliseconds. So you want to get their attention within that time frame. And to do that, you need to stand out of the crowd, and you do that by having a good web design. Your web design have to be on point and related to what they're searching for, which I will cover in a bit. But yeah, I mean, right off the bat, the images, the font, the color schema, it needs to be interactive enough for your user to give you a chance to do business with you. And as I said, 10 to 20 milliseconds, that's not something that's happening on a conscious level, that's happening subconsciously. So you can immediately gain that trust level just by tweaking the design of your website. You should have concise and compelling copy that explains who you are and what you do. Now, you have your fonts, you have your images, you have your structure properly designed, but what goes onto the page itself, whether it's your homepage or any other page on your website, is equally important. If you know your business very well, and if you are very good with sales, you probably will have easy time coming up with the copy that goes on those pages, whether it's homepage or any other page. But if you're not, It's well worth the investment to hire a competent copywriter to write the sales copy for your website. You will also need original meaningful images that sells your business. What I mean over there is that if you have images that are from your own business that are much more better, and if you have if you have images with you yourself or with the people who work in your business, they will be even better. So uh, pay attention when you're working day in day out. If there are moments that you can capture uh, that are relevant to your business and relative to your users, use those and put them on your website, and they will create a sense of camaraderie and also familiarity and and a level of trust that you do need for people to interact with you. We will talk more about call to actions, right? There's one thing that you need on your website, among other things, but like one of the important things that you need on your website is call to action. But you need a absolutely clear call to action and an irresistible offer, right? Your irresistible offer is something that you do very well, and that 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 your users need desperately. Um, there's more to be said about what an offer is, but I'll just stop over there. And also the CTA should appear above the fold for the best results. So if this is your website, before they scroll down, your CTA should be available within that first viewing of your website. And if it is on the mobile, it should show up on the screen. So that's about the website. Let's move on to the next topic over here: boosting your SEO. Well, so SEO is a search engine optimization. So Google is your search engine, Bing is your search engine, DuckDuckGo is your search engine. There are many different search engines available for that users can use and to find you, right? Safari comes to mind also. Now, if you already have a website, and it's been a while that you have researched your keywords and optimized your page, it's a good time to go back to the drawing board and find the relevant keywords. If you're new, yeah, start from here. When it comes to SEO, you want to know what words are people using to find you online. So when your lead goes to Google, what words are they using? What keywords are they inputting over there? What questions are they forming over there to ask Google for the questions they have in mind? Now, your keyword research will tell you then the words your leads or your ideal customer are using to find you. So once you have your keyword research, you can use those and use them in a way that makes sense humanly and also makes sense from machine point of view. Uh, and you use those keywords within the copy of your page. More about it in a bit. Before we move forward, yeah, we need to mention that Google changes its search algorithm constantly, and they need to do that just to be competitive and also keep the people who abuse the system away from people who abuse the system away from abusing the system, right? So what the best advice that someone gave me was that stick with the basic principles of SEO, and if you are doing it, then you will be miles ahead from people who are trying to guess what Google is thinking, right? There are a lot of business sites that haven't even taken mobile optimization seriously. So that's another thing. Um, Now you have done your keyword research, you have optimized your page, but have you optimized it for the mobile? Where are your users mostly when they are searching you? They might be at home, but they might be sitting on the couch with their phone in their hand, or they might be out and about, and they have the only thing they have in their hands is are their mobile devices. So you need to make sure your website is optimized for mobile. Sometime when you are designing buttons or like some other images, they look very they look great on the desktop, but when it comes to mobile, they are not. They look out of place. They are cut in half. So you need to check it out and see if those images shows if images or any other elements on the website show up properly on mobile too. Um, in the small part where he says 60% of all searches are done on mobile devices. So there you go. I mean, like anyone who's interacting with you, they are 60% of them are on mobile. And earlier we talked about 40% people of these 60%, if they are leaving, that's a lot of people leaving your website before they even have a chance to talk to you. Another thing that you can do is voice search optimization. That's a priority too. Um, Now, earlier I talked about the keywords, so I said questions over there. So when people users are looking for the information then that they need, they are not putting single words here and there. They are using they're they're asking Google questions like, how do I do this? How do I make a pancake? How do I where do I get a good haircut? Where can I find an immigration lawyer? So using those long tail questions or search parameters and using them in your copy will boost the chances of you getting found online. Remember, we are doing we're doing in this for the humans and also for the search engine. Engines, they're machines. They don't know, what users are typing per se, but they do know what words are they typing, right? So they use that and then they use the machine learning and match those words with the words on your website and see compatibility and present that result to to your clients, to your future clients. So I mean, if you know the keywords that are being used, and then you take those keywords and design a content around it, or optimize your page around them, that will help. Um, that will help you and your website get more traffic. Make sure that the content on your website answers the most commonly asked questions about your business and products. So that's a given, right? You're expert at something. You need to let people know what you're expert at, and you probably are familiar with the kind of questions that are coming to you on daily basis. So have a list of those frequently asked questions and answer them. Better yet, make a different page for each of those and answer those questions over there. And that can help you with your sales copy also. You should also use schema markup to ensure that it's easy for Google, Bing and other search engines to scan and index your site. So your website is probably made up of different pages, and it has different information elements over there. So what schema markup will help you with is it will tell the search engine what what information is on your website. Once they have that information, and they will work on your behalf to make that information available to your leads or clients. Now, here's a really good thing worth doing. Tell visitors what to do next. You have given them the information that they need. You have shown them the product. You have shown them the service. They like your website. They like you. Now they want to do business with you. What do you want to tell them? You want to tell them what they can do next, right? Your CTA. A lot of small business websites have only one call to action. So you, instead of having one call of action, you can have several call of actions. It's usually on your homepage, but a lot of times it's hidden. Yeah. So I mean, if you have one call to action, it's on your homepage and it's hidden under somewhere on the bottom of the screen. It's not very helpful. It might be out of sight at the bottom of the page, overly complicated or unclear. If that's the case with your site, it's time to ramp up your call to action to make them obvious, easy to find, and simple to fill out. You need multiple call to actions. Here's what I recommend. Include a call to action on every page, right? Make sure your forms have the fewest possible numbers of field. So if you only need email address to get connected with the user, then just ask for email address. Don't ask for their name or their address or their phone number or any other information. Just get the information that you need, and then you can, in your follow-up, you can find get more information. Autocomplete fields whenever possible. The search engines will usually help you with that, but you can do if you can do some things on your side, that would be a bit better. Um, Tailor the CTA to the page it's on. So if you have certain different services that you provide, if you're a lawyer, you provide immigration services, you also provide accidental services, divorce services, or marriage services. So each of these services need to have their own page, and on their own page, they need to have their own CTAs. And be clear of what you can do for them, and use strong verbs so that you showcase uh, your authority in that particular field. It needs to be clear, and so that when the users and so when the user understand what they are getting when they fill out the form. Your call to action should not be the only way for people to get in touch with you, right? I mean, call to action is just telling them what to do next. But what if they have questions? They can have several questions before and they take next step with you in the business. So for that, you need a contact page. You need to have a privacy policy, and it needs to be available within the header or the footer. Your email and phone number should be visible on every page. So you can think of it as you have two static parts, the header and footer, which let your user find that information readily. So whatever page they are on, they can immediately go to the top of the page, click on contact us button, or scroll down and find your email or phone number and can contact you. You can also have the chat option available. There are several different ways to have that chat option. It can show up after a certain time, or it can be there all the time. And what chat does is, uh, if you're unavailable, if you are closed for the day, or it's out of your normal office hours, chat will provide a way for your customers to find the information that they need, and answer any questions they have, so that it's easier for them to feel confident with your services or your products, and take the next step. The point is, you want to be easy for people to contact you, right? Um, and now we have covered the website, we have to cover the domain, website, SEO, copy, and call to actions. Now, another thing that you need to do is just having a home page is not enough. You need to have landing pages. What are landing pages? They are uh, they are they are they are your advertisement to your leads of the service that you provide. So each landing page and and give information about one product rather than having all the information on one page where user have to come and look for that information. You can make it easy for them to find that information by splitting it up in different pages. So if you provide and let's take the example of lawyer. If you provide these different services, you can have a landing page for marriage services, a landing page for divorce services. You can have a landing page for immigration services and car accidents or any other litigation. So all these different pages will only provide one. Will only provide information about one service or product and provide it in a detailed form. And you can then design your CTA based on that particular offer that you have for your potential clients. Um, each landing page should be specific to common search queries. So again, that comes back to your keyword search. When you're designing these landing pages, do your keyword search for that particular expertise, and use those within the copy that you're using. Why? Because it can be confusing if you try to pack too much information on a single page, right? If all of the information that you, if all of the services that you provide are on one page, it will be difficult for your user, or better yet, let's say the user has to do some work to find that information. You don't want user to do that work. You want to make it easy for your user to find that information. And how you do that? To have one you have one offer on one page. If someone comes to your site looking for tires, they should not have to wade through tons of content about mufflers and brakes. Right now, HubSpot is a research is a company that provides marketing services, and they show that 30 or more landing pages perform best in organic search and lead generation. 30 might be too many for your business, but you should give some thought to creating specific pages that speak directly to the searcher's intentions and needs. Now, we have talked about SEO, the website, and the CTA, the landing pages. Let's talk a little bit more on the user experience. Creating a great user experience on your website isn't a direct lead generating strategy, but it's something that will help to keep visitors on your site long enough to respond to your calls to action and offers. Creating the right user experience includes creating clear, easy to find menus that appear on every page of your website. So you're having that static page on the top and the element on the top, which has all of the menu items over there, using a lot of white space. So break it up with the images, break it up with the fonts, break it up with the headers, so that it's easy for people to digest that information that you have on your website. Break up the text with images. Use short, easy to read sentences. You're not writing the next war and peace, and you're selling a service, and you want to make it easy. So, I mean, if the sentences are short, it will be easy to comprehend. It will be easy to digest that information. So once that will make the next step, taking the next step for your lead, so much easier. Build a system of internal links. So if you are providing a shoe, so if a person is buying a shoe, they might also need information on what kind of material you're using, or what they might need information on what kind of socks they are needing, what kind of how to take care of their shoes. I mean, like all of these different elements. If you are writing content on these different elements, provide links to each of them, right? That would help in the user experience so much better. When users enjoy being on your website, they will stick around. It's difficult to find what they need. You will lose them. You use your content to generate leads. That's the next step. So one of the best ways to generate leads is to create content that sells your business and make people want to buy from you, right? You can do that by choosing meaningful blog topics. That's where your search will come in handy. That will allow to demonstrate your expertise and talk about solutions you provide. That will be a much more organic way of reaching out to your potential clients. Let them know like what problems they're facing and answer those. So yeah, that's so. What problems does your business solve? Let them know. Why do people need help with something? Let them know what's different about your business, like what differentiate you. If you are more than a commodity, you provide bespoke services, and let them know what surprising benefit come with patronizing your business. Let them know like what benefits they will get and they will derive if they use their service. If you are local to that to a location, you might be able to provide some personal information that they might not get if they're using a national a national company. So let inform them and let them know that the, you know, using you is better because they will have a personal contact available for them, and someone will be there to answer their questions when they need it. Providing an answer to their questions will ensure that you're giving your readers the kind of content they crave. Now, so yeah, I mean, this goes back to these questions. So I mean, it makes it's a common sense like you're expert in something. You want to let people know you're expert at it, and how do you let them know? By answering their questions. If you answer their question, you build that trust level with them, and once the trust level is there, it will be easier for them to take the next step. Now, let's see. Mm, Now, once you have formed your content, what can you do next? How can you repurpose it? You can make infographics out of your content. You can make a YouTube video out of it. You can write a Facebook post on it, or you can post to your Instagram. You can take snippets of your content and a micro content and deliver to these different platforms, and that will trigger the search algorithm to bring bring your leads back to your website. There's no reason for your website and to not generate leads every day. The tips that I've outlined over here will help you take your lackluster site and turn it to a lead generation machine. You know, the things that we talked about were your website, your SEO, the content on it, the CTAs, the landing pages, all of these things, they combine together to give more information to your clients and builds that trust and brings in leads. But having said that, not all things have to be done in one day. Rome was not built in one day, so will you be, so is your website and your SEO SEO uh, uh, and the SEO on the website. They take one thing at a time. Think of it as layers, or uh, and do certain things that are more important, and then build on top of it. I hope the tips that I've provided were helpful, and if you need some further help, let me know. You can reach me at Nova Digital Services. Here's the phone number and the email address, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will get back to you. Thank you.